Mischa, the front of that outfit.
And Mischa, just come down a little bit.
Mischa, turn this way.
You were at the height of your fame, but there was a dark side. Talk about that some. What happened? What was your experience of it?
Right, so I think you're getting into the 5150 in that time. That never seemed to have been entirely cleared up either. I probably took about 8 days off that entire year, and I had no time to myself. I traveled the world, not complaining. I was in some of the most beautiful places in every waking second. So say we filmed 9 months out of the year, every other second I spent doing advertising campaigns or whatever it was. I didn't realize I was exhausting myself. I created like a suction of like I was getting dragged in, and I could feel it. Ultimately, what really happened was they wanted me to be able to continue working and to go on to a next show. I knew that it was very tough. They wanted me to go get better. They wanted to like give me a bunch of prescription pills. So like, I'm super young, had not taken any of those kinds of medicines. Wasn't really meant for me. It resulted in my agents and my parents and everybody thinking that I wasn't capable of going off and doing this job in a few days' time, that I wasn't ready. And I hated that. I hated not being capable for my job, and I hated people telling me that I couldn't do it as well. There was an experience where they wanted to go send me to the hospital, and it resulted in a fight between the team around me at the time and my family. And so they sent me to the hospital, and these pills that I had been prescribed by a doctor that they had brought in to make sure that I was ready for work. And then I go down to the hospital. I managed to get out of the hospital doors and make a run for it. And that didn't end so well for me. And again, I was not suicidal at that time. It was just, I didn't want to be there, and I didn't think it was fair. And I was incredibly distressed that time too. And it was many years ago, but it really needs to be cleared up because there's a series of them, like weird events now, so.
You said something that I want to be very clear about, the days leading up to the 5150. You said there were medications that weren't right for you. Were there people medicating you to keep you working?
Yes, I mean, yes. It was, everybody was very concerned that I wasn't ready to jump back into a whole new show. And there was a lot of pressure to do right by the show and to helm a new series. And again, I hate to disappoint. It is my least favorite thing, and I was very young. And going out of like the OC into another show was very stressful for me. And I don't know if there's any like one particular person to blame. It's like you can, again, hindsight is 20/20, but an entire team of people felt that they knew best for me at that time.
But who was your fiduciary in this? Who was putting your interest above the project or their
Nobody really, to be honest.
Interest?
I had only a few people who were really looking out for me, but unfortunately came in too late.
So were they medicating you to keep your energy up?
Just to keep me going, and yeah.
That's speed.
Well, no, not necessarily just that. Also things like Xanax and things that like take away like the anxiety of work and like the public eye. And I was getting pretty stressed out. Again, I had something like 8 days off that year. So in general, they were just prescribing things they probably had no right to be prescribing. And then not watching me while they did it, you know, not making sure that I was doing it right. And I'm 23 years old, I think it was. So it's not really appropriate to just hand over a prescription like that and not watch the person. And I did go away to a place that we thought would be a great place to go away. And then I came home to a group of people and it ended badly.
But that's treating you like a commodity.
Yeah, there is a lot of that.
That pisses me off. They got a smorgasbord of pills here. She's anxious, so let's give her this. She's down, let's give her this. Just keep her working, keep her up there, keep her cranking.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying, hey, stop. She's had 8 days off in a year and it should be 80. And nobody's saying that. And then you get criticized and 5150'd.
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about me over the years.
Well, that's what I'm wanting to clear up here. They're drugging you to keep you vertical, and then they 5150 you.